Guys, the chicken is here bringing you another Beach video. In today's video, guys, very excited. We got Mr. Shishka Bobber on the chat, and we're going to be talking about some of the mistakes that we've made, some of the poor choices that we've made to hopefully help you guys out, and then maybe how we can kind of build on that going forward. So, Shishka, how you doing, man? What are your first impressions on Season 9 here?
Well, it's a really cool season, and like you said, we've all made some pretty bad choices. So hopefully we can help you guys out.
Yeah. So I felt like I had a pretty good grasp on it. After we did the sneak peeks and stuff, I felt pretty strongly about most of the decisions that I knew I was going to make going into the season, but I don't know if it's the fact that the season's so short and it's like the metas are going to shift so quickly. Like, I feel like a lot of our kind of like theory crafting, preparing, whatever you want to call it, was for the 2-engine meta, but that was essentially non-existent. Like, we saw basically everyone just go straight to 3 engines, right?
Exactly. Yeah, 3 engines where it's 3 ERs is where it's at right now for sure.
Yeah, so again, we thought that heavy rushing was going to be for sure the go-to, which it hasn't been bad, but it just didn't last. It just didn't last very long, I guess. And rocket choppers, and there's been some like strange mix-ups. So I guess what do you think your biggest mistake so far was, Shish, that you made going into Season 9?
Yeah, well, basically there's 2 pretty effective metas right now for attacking. It's all heavy rushing like you're talking about, or you can do like heavies and rocket choppers, all right? Mm-hmm. Now, when you do that, if you do heavy rocket chopper, you really want to have Sparky because she really helps on those hits. When you do heavy rushing, you don't really need Sparky. Well, I picked up Sparky and I went the heavy rushing route. So I'd say that was my biggest mistake.
Right, yeah. But at the same time, you kind of have to go for heavies because getting building health is the most important tech node before going to 3 engines, right?
Right. I mean, that's just the question of, do you upgrade them or not, or what do you want to use for your attacks? We're also seeing some rifleman rocket chopper attacks now, too.
Right.
Hey, OG.
Little background noise there.
That's okay. We're doing a video right now. Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, what's up? Are you doing a video, Serious Chicken?
Oh, okay. I guess OP's joined us. No, we'll leave this in. It's good. OP. So basically, what we're talking about, that really threw me for a loop. I was like, "What? Does Shishka has like grandkids or something?"
I'm sorry.
No, it's good. So we're just talking about. I felt like what would be helpful for people was to talk about the mistakes that we made on Season 9 opening, like kind of because we all had our sneak peeks, right? And we all thought we were all pretty sure that the 2-engine meta or whatever was gonna end up looking like this, but then it really didn't end up looking like that at all. And basically everyone went to 3 engines right away, and it turned into this like heavy chopper kind of thing. So OP, maybe we'll just get your first kind of opening take on Season 9 and what you thought of what you thought of the opening of it there.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. Starting off, I'm like, let's go get some 2 ER players. Let's have some fun. But once I opened up 2 ERs, I was going against a 4 ER player, 3 ER player. There was just not a lot of 2 ER players out there.
No, it was non-existent. It was non-existent.
Yeah. Right, and so I've been playing, and I'll tell you what, man. I love the start of the season. Rocket choppers are still making their runs. It's just if you can't heavy rush and do the heavy rush, you fizzle out.
Now I will stand by what I said this morning, OP. What I was doing, what I kind of coined the hitters, the heavies, and the critters. It worked really, really well, but the season's so short. And I don't know if it was just part of that or, whatever played into it. But, I went from like 13.5 to just before 15 really easily, just using heavies and critters. But now that seems like it's already been phased out. And we're seeing, I was talking with Shish before. We're seeing these crazy like rifleman, rocket chopper attacks and things like that. So it's just like it's shifting so rapidly. It's hard to keep up with.
Well, I think it's dependent on your defenses, though. If you think about it, if you're running flamethrowers and machine guns, you're not going to see many riflemen. You'll see more heavy
Right.
rocket choppers. It's just dependent on what you have. If you have a bunch of single point, like sniper towers, boom cannons, or cannons, yeah, riflemen will be more of an appetite for them. So I mean, I don't know. It's just a different meta, which is cool. But yeah, I like it. I do like it. I just want to keep progressing though, because I made some bad boo boos, and I thought really maxing my rocket chop was probably one of my mistakes, because in the long run, not going to be that useful.
Turned out not to be.
Right. Well, in the long run, I don't think they're going to be that useful. I think Shishk, you would agree maybe on that. I don't know if you're still here, but
Yeah, I agree. Like in the final meta, I definitely don't see rocket choppers. It'll be heavy choppers and probably bombardiers or something.
Yeah, for sure. Typically what it usually plays out to. So let's kind of move ahead and go over 3 engines. So I was talking with Shish before, OP, and we kind of hammered out what we seem to think is like somewhat of the optimal path. And it's basically what I did, except not getting the rocket launchers because they're so expensive. They're not really that helpful in like the current 3-engine meta. So basically it's kind of going from Spark to Critters, Troop Health, Boom Cannons, Building Damage, Multi-Node, and then Barrage has seemed to be really taking over at 3 engines. But here's kind of the decision I feel like most people are at that I wanted to talk about. I guess the big choice is to either go the Barrage route and upgrade it. You know, it's really expensive, or spend your keys to try to get to 4 engines and the heavy choppers, because the heavy choppers we can get pretty quickly this season. You know, it seems like they're kind of in the middle of the tech tree, but I mean, you know, as it's a shorter season, we're going to rapidly progress through the tech tree, and we're going to get heavy choppers on day 2 or 3 for the most people. So yeah, I guess I'll like, what would your thoughts be on that kind of? Do you think leaning towards Barrage or just saving up and getting to heavy choppers is the better option here?
Well, if you ask me, it all comes down to with the actual nerfing of the heavy choppers from going from 2 to 8 gunboat energy. I mean, they're going to be used. That's huge. And then with gunboat being so scarce, kind of, I don't see players really utilizing the whole full-on heavy chopper setup. I mean, obviously, you just said earlier, you'd have to clear a little before you could start making your maneuvers, because you got to get GV back. But other than that, like, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, man, because I obviously boom cannons are very crucial. I like the boom cannon route, but I have 2 accounts. I'm running my Sun Boom account. I'm going the upper level, which would be the Barrage route, and down below it, Op Destroy I went down below to get the Troop Health, the Critters, and then
you got to think too, like once we unlock heavy choppers, like you're probably going to be going against guys that have shock launchers, that have the extra building health, that probably have maxed out boom cannons. Like there's a lot of things there that are really going to slow down and probably not stop the heavy choppers, because I mean at the end of the day, it's a flying scorcher. It's not going to be stopped. Right. But like, there's a lot of like pretty good counters to it that we see like right on par with it, just a little bit past and even before. So,
well, really quick, let me add this really quick, Chicken. I know it's like Shishkabar. Sorry, you've been talking much, but listen, what I was saying here is when you get the shock launchers, that's going to help, because we don't have shock bomb. Remember that we don't have smokes, we don't have shocks, so you aren't shocking stuff with these troops. So,
right.
I mean, I almost feel that Sparky and heavy choppers are going to be something, because everlasting critters are just that's going to help.
Critters, man. The critters are important. So OP, I asked Shish this at the beginning. What was your biggest mistake? Like, what do you think held you back the most as you started season 9 here?
My biggest, I could probably name 2. I maxed out flamethrowers when I probably shouldn't have. That was number 1. Number
really?
2,
okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I need to max them out. I didn't say to unlock them. Obviously, you have to unlock them. But I'd say that would be my first. And second of all, it would be my maxing of rocket choppers, dude. Like because heavy rushing.
That was kind of what Shishk was saying before as well.
Yeah, so I would say that, because everybody it's
what would you put those points towards instead, though?
Well, I would have now. We'll see. Now, here's my problem now, because I dumped points and maxed both of the rocket chopper and the flamethrowers out. When I unlock my Barrage today, I won't be able to get to tick 4. Let's just say that.
So there it is. Yeah, and Barrage is the way I would go at top. The one thing I wanted to say about Barrage with going with that meta is you're guaranteed an ER every time. All you have to do is get rank 4 Barrage and then just hit an ER 3 times with the Barrage and it goes down.
Right.
Yes.
So it's pretty.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You combine that with heavy rush or heavy choppers or riflemen, whatever you're running, and you're not going to be doing too badly. You're not going to have a lot of flops.
And even at 4 ER, it'll still be effective. It'll probably just take 4 barrages or something, but I think it'll still be effective at 4 ER.
Yeah,
right.
That's true. That's true.
So that's my dilemma though. So I won't be able to get rank 4 barrage with doing that. So yeah, that was my problem, my error.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I feel like maxing out flamethrowers is probably not a bad thing, but I understand what you're saying, that the points could have been spent better elsewhere. But
Sure.
What we've been seeing at 3 Engines is a lot of clustered like ramp bases. You know what I mean? We've seen those.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the triangle engine rooms, and I feel like the flamethrowers are huge on those bases because the heavies are essentially just sitting in all that splash damage, and that's really what kind of takes the attack down.
Well, especially those bases, those compact ones on the deployment zone are very effective when the player has defensive building damage 50%, man. Because when you bump that jazz up, you dress it around with some nice mines.
Yeah, because I did try to run that base for a little bit today, just because that's all I was facing, and I probably, like I was saying just earlier, I probably leaned into defenses a little bit too much at the start, but I didn't have that maxed out building damage, so that style of base defense really wasn't that effective for me, and I had to switch back to kind of the spread out layout that I've got now. But yeah, I think that'll help some people out. At least it's a tricky season, man. Like it's easy to make mistakes. It's easy to get caught off guard or whatever, and go the wrong route. But I think we've kind of guided. We've kind of got a good handle on it now, so we can at least hopefully help you guys to make somewhat of the right decision. It's tricky because it's not really like if you go one way or the other, it's not really like it's the wrong choice. It just might not be the right choice for right now. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
So,
but really quick though, I mean, yeah, exactly. On your guys' takes, what do you guys think of the start of the season? Do you like it? I actually love this start of the season.
I love it. This is like. It's just like, to me, this is what Warships is all about. It's like making mistakes and being like, oh, like I should have gone. Like, it makes you think, right? It makes you think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. I love the decks too, and they really force these new defensive metas, which everything's all intertwined. The tech trees, the decks, and the way people put their defenses out, what people are attacking with, and how all of it's interrelated. It's just great. It's a really good.
Yeah, like the last thing I want Warships to be is just like oh, we got Rifleman heavy officers. Like, oh, it's like 3 a heavy rush for the first like 3 days. It's been really different, and that's what I like about it. It's just so different.
I mean, we're also too. I mean, there is a base race out there, meta roaming around. It is going.
Oh, for sure. That's definitely part of it, but that's not the only way.
It's not, and that's what's so unique about this 2-3 ER meta that we're involved in right now. It's not 100% base race, and that's what's cool.
Exactly. So Shishk, OP, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Guys, I appreciate all of you that are using Code Chicken in the shop. I have been getting a lot of screenshots sent to me on Twitter and Discord, stuff like that. If you want to, how do I say this? I do giveaways every month or every 2 months for everyone that does use the code and send me screenshots. And we do like iTunes gift cards, Google Play, whatever. So if you do use the code, then just send that screenshot to me in the Discord or on Twitter or whatever, and we'll get you entered in that. And yeah, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.